Previously on the last Pokemon Challenge. Shut up, we've got places to go, people to see. I cannot be dealing with you, you're as bad as the one in Hoenn, sod off. And coming up, we get the mineral badge, Jasmine's got a bunch of solder now, and we can leave. Welcome back to another 4 moves challenge. I enjoyed the last backport so much that we're doing another one, this time from Generation 4. We are running Togekiss. Now this is a Pokemon I've meant to backport for an awful long time, and I'm very glad that I have finally gotten round to it. It's going to be a very interesting run, because Togekiss is a special attacker, but it's got 2 physical typings behind it. So that means we're going to have to play a little bit smart. I've gone for Psychic, Hidden Power, Ice, Tri-Attack and Flamethrower as our 4 moves. We've got 3 fairly strong special moves there with Psychic, Hidden Power, Ice and Flamethrower. And then I've gone for Tri-Attack, not necessarily because it's stab, but more because it has a chance to status the opponent. And that might end up being very, very useful. The rival in this challenge has the Totodile line, there's his title card, altogether too late, but it's only 2 hits with Psychic to knock it out. Now we have oodles of special attack and oodles of special defense, plus we've got fairly good speed, and we are in the fast level up group, so we could be on for a very, very good run here. Togekiss is what Togetic needed. Togepi and Togetic are very lackluster in Generation 2. To be quite frank with you, the fact that they are special in Generation 2, as in a special Pokemon, not a special attacker, and with how they actually perform in game, it's kind of criminal that some Pokemon got left by the wayside for Togepi and Togetic to get put in instead, when they're just not that good. So hopefully Togekiss will be the redemption that this line needs. If you are playing on the challenge patch, by the time this video comes out, Togekiss will be available. Just as a little word of warning with the challenge patch, most of the Pokemon are going to be in Dex order, but there are quite a few, depending on when I backported them into the game, that will be slightly different. This isn't Falconer, this is Abe. Can we one-hit him? No, we can't, so we'll put our Hidden Power up in top spot instead. I'm hoping that Flamethrower will mean we don't have any issues with Jasmine. I'm hoping that Hidden Power Ice will mean we don't have any issues with Falconer or Bugsy. And I'm hoping that Psychic will mean we won't have any issues with Morty. So I'm going on the plan for a very, very fast run. This is Falconer, Gym Leader number 1, leads with Pidgey. 1 hit on the Pidgey as we grow up to 9. Let's swap to Psychic for Pidgeotto. No need to use a super effective move because it wouldn't one-shot, so we'll save the text box there. 2 minutes and 36 seconds for the Zephyr badge. That is not bad going. This, I feel, will be very much a redemption arc for the Togepi line. I like the Togekiss. I don't like Togepi or Togetic. I really utterly despise Togepi, and a lot of it is because it is just bad. I know it's a child, but some child Pokemon can hold their own. Look at Smoochum, Elekid and Magby, they're fairly good children, but Togepi is just trash. But Togekiss, on the other hand, is actually genuinely very good. Normal Flying is a very powerful type combination, as we've seen time and time again here on the channel. And having a special normal flying Pokemon is going to be very, very interesting. I genuinely don't know how well we'll do. I don't know if we are going to face some roadblocks that are unanticipated. But from first impression, I think we're going to have a fairly smooth ride. The only thing that might let us down is lack of strong stab. Let's go and grab some repels from here and let's get a couple of super potions. I've been very lax on the super potions lately and it's bitten me in the bum a couple of times. So I'm going to buy a couple. That's all we really need for this challenge. And now we are going to make our way into the Slowpoke well. My aim for the backporting, by the way, now that we've got all of the Generation 3 decks in, the next plan is to try and fill up all those cross-gen evolutions. So things like Togekiss, Magmortar, Electivire, even things like Licky and Tangrowth. And that doesn't just include Generation 4. I'm going to do Ursaluna, I'm going to do the Paldean Tauros, the most recent cross-gen evolution at the time of recording. and I'll even do things like Annihilate as well. That is the plan. I think we should have a fairly fun time with that. Although I am gonna have to try and reorganise the back end of the challenge patch ever so slightly to make room for all these new moves. There are far too many of them. Gen 2 struggles with that kind of stuff. I've already had to jank it once, and I might have to jank on top of the jank now, because we've run out of space with the new janking room. So let's get into gym number 2 now. Again, I think this one's going to be fairly easy. We'll stick Flamethrower up in top spot for a little bit, so we can just set fire to everything in this gym. I do think we'll mostly be using our special attacks. Maybe Tri-Attack is a little bit redundant. Maybe Tri-Attack will come into its own in the red fight, because it will give us something of a Snorlax at the very least, and the chance of the freeze might be how we get through the Snorlax. I will always take a chance to freeze if it's viable in a challenge, because I think it is incredibly overpowered. Generation 2 is where freezing got slightly nerfed, but not nerfed enough to make it underpowered. So that is the plan for later on. We've gotten through all of Bugsy's gym trainers. We're level 16. Let's take on Bugsy himself. Gym leader number 2 leads with Metapod. 1 hit on the Metapod. 1 hit also on the Kakuna. How about the Scyther? Fury Cutter hits, not very effective. Take whole 8 HP of damage, and we do get through. Hive Badge in 558. Let's keep on moving. Let's keep this progress up as we go into rival number 2. This time he's going to lead with his Ghastly. We'll use a Flamethrower on the Ghastly, we'll knock it out in 1. We'll use a Hidden Power on the Zubat, knock that out in 1. And then for the Croconaw, probably a pair of Psychics will get the job done. Just like that. Very easy and clean battle. 6.5 minutes just shy of for the rival. Let's move those repels up to the top spot. And let's start making our way through the Ilex Forest. So I also want to let you know of some plans that are coming up in August. I've decided I want to try and do a lot of legendaries. In fact, all of the August timed runs are going to be legendary Pokemon across Fire Red, Crystal and Emerald. We're going to be doing that thing that I really like doing, where we're bringing Pokemon into the wrong game and seeing how well it does. But I think it's going to be a really interesting time. It's definitely going to help me get some better times in Fire Red and in Emerald. And it will make up for my relatively shoddy performance in the last few Gen 3 videos, so it's going to be a really good way to learn. That is the plan anyway. So let me know if you are excited for that, and we shall see what happens. We've got a couple of videos to go, though, until we get to August, so we don't have to rush straight away. Why am I speaking to this guy? There's absolutely no reason for me to speak to this guy. I should be going down here. Goodness me, I'll make that time up somewhere else. Now, we have to use Tri-Attack against the Slowpoke, and already it's helped us get the 1-turn KO on that Slowpoke. Only a 2-turn KO on the second one as well. Water Psychic is a little bit of an Achilles heel, but we don't come across too many pesky Water Psychic types throughout the course of this challenge. And of course, Tri-Attack can help us out in a pinch against those. We'll have the Pink Bow for the lion's share of those pesky trainers, so there's nothing really too much to worry about. We are going to take on Mr. Lickitung Man today. It's been a little while since I've beaten up Lickitung enough, so we'll take full advantage of that now, and then we shall get the heck out of here. We do need to get the bike. Did I get the bike? Yes, I did. I just didn't register it. We are back in heatwave, by the way, in this country. It is about 33 Celsius, probably close to about 90 in Fahrenheit. Outside right now, it's a little bit higher than that in here, because this country, we don't do air conditioning. Air conditioning is not a common thing. Our houses are designed to keep the heat in. They're designed to get warm and stay warm, especially my house, because it was built during the mini ice age of the 1800s, so it is very much a warm house, which is great in winter, not so great in summer when it gets offensively hot in here. So I might have to take a couple of extra cuts in this video, and I might not be playing at my full 100% best, but I will be giving it a good bloody go regardless. Let's now take on Psychic Mark here. Tri-Attack should do the job against his Abra, and hopefully his Kadabra as well. Because even though we've only got 50 in our attack, Kadabra is made of paper, and we can today, for once, take on Alan. He's really good experience. Tangle is fully evolved in Gen 2, so that got us half a level in one single battle. Let's now bring Rentalabra up to top spot. We'll do a quick heal in the Pokemon Center, and it will be time to take on Whitney's gym. Just the one mandatory trainer for us in here in the form of Lascarry, and I don't think she's going to be any issue whatsoever. She's got a Schnababababble, and it goes down in one, growing to level 23. That is the level at which we will face Whitney. Gym leader number 3 of 16. She's a normal type specialist. She leads with Clefairy. We are going to use Flamethrower against all of her Pokemon, maybe get a burn off. Not that it matters, because we 2-hit. Never mind. No need to play that smart when you can just brute force. Playing badge in 10 minutes and 25 seconds. 10:25 for the playing badge. Let's have a little chat with the eavesdropping sisters. We'll get the squirts bottle, and then we'll make our way up north. I don't think we need to heal this time. We didn't get beaten up too badly by Whitney, so that means we can keep on going forwards. All about the forward progress, not so much about the backwards progress. Now, how shall we take on Ecruteak and Olivine? Do we want to do kimonos first? I think we'll do them second, just to be a little bit safe. I think going up Lighthouse first is probably for the best. So let's plonk on another repel. We've got plenty of repels to spare. And I am going to get the mint berry, and we are also going to get the cow poo nugget. Both of those could come in useful. Don't want to battle Norman, so we'll get past him. But I do want to take on the married couple today, Derek and Ruth. Going to be 2 very easy KOs, and will get us a little bit higher leveled even still. We're only 1 level off Morty's highest level Pokemon at the moment, so it's not like we've got a big gap in levels, but every little helps. And by doing it this way, we're able to gain levels earlier to increase the chances of one-shots on the trainers we'd be facing earlier otherwise. So it does save time in the long run. I know it's still a bit of a contentious point for some people, but I genuinely think that fast Ecruteak and then into Olivine is the way to go. We get multiple heals if we need them as well this way, unlike the other way of doing Ecruteak, where you don't get a heal up through the Lighthouse. We get an extra PP pit stop, and that can make all of the difference. We're going to try attack here because we absolutely could not one-shot that Noctowl. It is a specially defensive tank, so there would have been no hope there. As for these Growlithe, let's use Psychic. Psychic will one-hit them, and it should be a very, very easy battle. One department where we are slightly lacking is our HP. Only 85. It's not bad, but it could be better. Very surprised that Marill didn't go for rollout there. That could have been a little bit annoying. Not dangerous, just annoying. Let's grab this extra super repel, and we'll have a little chat with Jazz. She's selling us a cock and bull story about the Ampharos again. Maybe, though, in this kind of heat, Ampharos is a little bit sick. So maybe for once, she's actually telling the truth. But it's a little bit like the boy who cried wolf. She said it too many times. So we just don't believe her through gut instinct alone now. Please, leave me alone. I don't want to take on any more bird keepers today. Let's get on the bike and let's get into the Kimono Girls. We have 5 of those for the 5 evolutions available in this generation. I do like that they've kind of stopped adding evolutions, because in my opinion, bloomin', what's it called, Sylveon was not a great evolution. I'm not a big fan of it. I know that's controversial, I know a lot of people like it, but no, to me it's just not great. It's annoying if anything, but that is just my opinion. The other 5 are absolutely fantastic Pokemon. All of them have great designs and great niches. And while I have my favourite, which is Glaceon, that doesn't mean I think any of the others are bad. I think they're all really strong designs, and I wish they had another similar type of Pokemon, something that could evolve maybe into the physical types, as opposed to the special types. Not sure what they could call it, though. It would have to be something other evolution pun related, wouldn't it? Anyway, enough of that ramble. Let's get on to arrival number 3. He lives in the Burnt Tower this time. He leads with Haunter. Haunter goes down in 1. Up next is Magnemite. We've got Flamethrower, so we melt it for scrap. We will use a hidden power on the Zubat there. And then we'll swap to Psychic for the Croc. Very, very, very easy battle. We get through in just shy of 15 minutes, 15 minutes for rival number 3. Let's get out of here, get straight back in. We'll grab the HP up, and then I'll skip forward to Morty. As you would expect, very, very easy ride up through Morty's gym trainers. Into Morty we go. Let's start with the Psychic against the Ghastly. We'll move on to another Psychic for the Haunter. We grow up to level 31, and then let's use a Psychic for the Gengar as well. One last Psychic would seal Morty's fate in a time of 16 minutes and 26 seconds. We get ourselves Shadow Ball as well. Not that we can use it, but we can sell that for some cash money moolah a little bit later on. Let's move these Super Repels up to the top spot as well now. Because we are in the fast experience group, we are going to beat up Miller and take his lunch money. Miller is such a good trainer to take on. I would highly recommend taking him on in all of your solo runs, unless you're going for minimum battles, in which case don't take him on because he's far, far too tucked away for that. But for some quick and easy experience, you really cannot go far wrong with Miller. Let us stick on our final repel, and then we'll get to using our super repels in just a moment. And much like Miller, I do like taking on Ben, and is it Ron as well down here? Two very, very good trainers. We paralyse that Slowbro, poor thing, but we do knock it out in 1. And let's also take on Ron. Yes, I got his name correct. I'm terrible with names. One of my truest weaknesses is forgetting anybody and everybody's name. It genuinely is a problem of mine. So I'm very glad I remembered his name there. Thrash will hopefully be trash. We burnt it. It is going to be trash. Poor Gyarados. Didn't know what hit it then. Let's go and chat with Lance. He's going to lie, much like Jazz. We do have to say yes to him, unfortunately. I wish we could say no, but the story says no to us if we say no to Lance. He must be in the pockets of Game Freak. Let's grab the first full restore, and then let's also go and pick up the rare candy that lives here. With that, we can then rental Abra back over to Olivine City. Going to do a quick heal in here, and we're going to start crossing the open seas towards Cyanwood. So let's get our super repels out, because we don't want to attract any wild Pokemon at all. We want to be incredibly smelly. We want to seem like we've been completely unshowered and are polluting the water here, so that we can get across without any encounters. Ostensibly, we just want them to go, ugh, what's that? Stay away. Let's move on to our next gym. This should be a very easy gym. I'm highly, highly doubting any issues at all here at Chuck's gym. In fact, I would go as far as to say that if we take more than about 20 HP of damage, I have vastly, vastly, vastly overestimated Togekiss's potential. One hit on the Machoke makes me feel a little bit better about that prediction. We have made the knob go away for another challenge, and now we'll do the same to the Lung. We will use Hidden Power on his Mankey so that we can save a bit of PP, and Psychic on the Primate, Hidden Power on the second Mankey. Let's take on Chuck. Next gym leader, Fighting type Specialist. Long intro for him. Going to lead with Primate. Hello Primate. Goodbye Primate. Hello level 35 by the way. And then hello Poliwrath. Goodbye Poliwrath. 2 one-shots, no damage. Storm Badge acquired in 19 minutes and 33 seconds. Let's have a little chat with Chuck's wife. She gives us the air balloon. That means we can fly all over the blooming place if we want, but we're not going to use it quite yet. Instead, what we're going to do is a quick PP heal in the Olivine Pokemon Center, and then we're going to climb the lighthouse once more, because we are going to take on Jasmine next. I think for once we're able to do the quicker, more efficient routing by taking on Jasmine early. Not as early as we can do. We can battle her straight after Morty if we desire, but let's give her at least half a chance of getting a victory. Let's get the heck out of here, and let's see if we can defeat her in the way I am expecting we'll be able to defeat her. This is Jasmine, Steel-type Specialist of Olivine City, leads with Magnemite. Flamethrower makes scrap of the Magnemite, makes scrap of the other Magnemite, out comes the Steelix, and we melt it down for spare parts. We get the mineral badge, Jasmine's got a bunch of solder now, and we can leave. That means I am now going to do the housekeeping, I'll do the rockets at the same time, and we'll meet back up for Pryce. And that's the Mahogany Hideout sorted for another challenge. We get the bath plug from Lance, and we can get the heck out of here. That means we can move on into our next gym together. Let's go into Pryce's gym. We're going to start off by taking on Roxanne. We're not taking anything off Roxanne. We're not stealing her Jinx. But that was a very, very easy KO. I didn't want to get Border Douglas. But I have a feeling Flamethrower might be just the trick for Border Douglas. I'm expecting 3 one-shots here because Border Douglas has no special defense. And with that, let's take on Pryce. Technically, we have the type disadvantage to Pryce, but I don't think it will make any difference at all. He leads with Seal. We'll try attack the Seal. We knock it out in a 1. Up next is the Dugong. We're going to do another try attack here as Aurora Beam tickles us for a teeny tiny bit of damage, and then we'll set fire to his Piloswine. He's really having a bad day, isn't he? Glacier badge acquired in 25 minutes and 36 seconds. That is 7 badges acquired. That means we get pestered by Elm. We're going to ignore it because we have places we'd rather go. And I am very happy today to be going into the Ice Path, considering it is so blooming hot outside. So let's stick on a Super Repel. We'll pick up some items as well. I would always advise going through the Ice Path before taking on the Rockets, especially if you're running a Pokemon which doesn't have the highest number of power points, because you can get 2 PP restoration items in fairly quick succession. You get that one in the grass there in Route 44, and then we're going to get another one in a second on the other side of the Ice Path. So it really is worth doing. We're also going to pick up the Nevermelt Ice, which if the rival has the Chikorita line, that Nevermelt Ice could come in really handy. I know that quite often the type boosting held items are a little bit baity in Generation 2, but you still cannot write them off entirely. It could be helpful for the odd range or two. And with that, we will now fly out of the Ice Path into Blackthorn proper, where we're going to get our max repels for the challenge. Going to get 12 of them, just in case. And now we'll start making our way down Route 46. There's the other elixir, really, really easy to get. And if you do the repels the same way I do them, you're always going to end up at the very end of a repel there. So you don't need to use another one. Going to pick up the PP up, and I'm also going to pick up the Persicular Berry just in case. And now I've put it off long enough. We've got rockets to deal with. We'll reconvene for Rival 4. And so with the first part of the rockets taken care of, we can get ourselves into the underground to take on the 4th and penultimate rival battle. This time he's going to lead with his Golbat. We are going to use a Flamethrower against the Golbat. We knock it out in 1. Up next is going to be Magnemite. That gets melted down for spare parts. And we'll keep on setting fire to his Pokemon. I hope they've got a fire extinguisher somewhere in here, because this is going to be a clean sweep. We'll swap to Tri-Attack for the Feraligatr, and that is the rival defeated for one more time. Only one more rival battle left to go. We really are racing through this. We're only at the half-hour mark already. I think the thing that might slow us down now is Quick Attack from these pesky rats, you know. I think that might be one of very few things that could actually make us lose quite a bit of time, because one of the big bonuses of having a fast Pokemon is you don't get that extra text box where the opponent uses a turn and you don't go through your own damage cycle. But then Quick Attack throws a giant old spanner in the works when it comes to stuff like that. So we've got to be a little bit hopeful for good RNG against the Rockets here. We should only have 1 turn of guaranteed damage as far as I can tell in the league. Maybe even not that. It depends on what Bruno does. If he goes for Ice Punch, then we don't have that turn of guaranteed damage. But other than that, I think we're on for a very, very, very smooth ride. Let's not use Flamethrower on the Bumhead Fireduck. That would be a silly idea. I've only just noticed as well, we're already at level 46. The Fast Experience group is fantastic for solo running, especially when you get a cross-gen evolution like Togekiss, which ends up being so blooming overpowered very, very early. I think we might be in for a top 10 time, looking at this pacing. Obviously, there's still a long way to go, and we still have the trouble of red, but I think we're doing far, far better than I ever imagined we would. Anyway, I will skip now to the top of the radio tower. I won't make you sit through any more of these rockets. There we go, just one more rocket to take care of now, and then we'll be done with Team Rocket for another challenge. This is the final executive. He led with Houndour that went down in one. We'll get rid of the coughing as well, and then hopefully Tri-Attack will one-hit the Houndoom. That was not bad at all. I wonder if that was a range on the Houndoom with how low our attack is, or if we were just that strong. With that, we can leave. I picked up Tuscany's pink bow, so we don't need to get the one from Marie, but we do, however, need to get the radio card. It's double 1, 2, 1 and 2 as always, and that gets us a radio card, and that is, of course, going to mean that when we go to Kanto, we can get past the Snorlax. We're not going to be walled there. Now, let's get ourselves into our final Johtonian gym. This is Clair's Dragon-type gym, and we are hopefully going to have a very, very nice time of it. Sticking Hidden Power in the top spot in preparation for some of the later Pokemon, but for now, we can use Tri-Attack, and we're going to try and avoid using super effective moves where we can, because that is going to make the time go a little bit quicker. One hitting the Seadra is very nice to see. That gives me very good confidence about the next set of Pokemon that we've got coming up. Although we have 120 in specials, I could be a little bit worried actually if we didn't one-hit the Seadra. We're going to use the Psychic on this Seadra to take care of it very easily. And that just leaves 2 more gym trainers before Clair. Let's take a look at this Dragonair. I don't think I want to risk Psychic. I think I will go for the super effective moves against the Dragonair just to be safe. It's better to be safe than sorry after all, and that is definitely the case in an important gym where you can get Thunder Waved. Let's take on Clair now. She is our final Johtonian leader, a Dragon-type specialist going to lead with Dragonair. We'll use Hidden Power on these, make sure we get the one hit, and then we'll figure out what we want to do against the Kingdra. 3 one-shots to get us started. Let us Tri-Attack and hope that we can avoid Healing Loop, which we can. Smokescreen failed, and that is Clair defeated. Nice, nice, nice. We don't have a badge yet, though. We do need to go into the Dragon's Den here. So let's stick on a Super Repel and let's get ourselves in there. We are maxed out with our calcium, so we don't need to pick up the extra calcium here, which does mean we have a slightly quicker run through. Leveling up is actually going to slow us down a little bit, though, thinking about it. So let's hope we don't get any more levels. We'll cross through the Whirlpool here, and now we'll answer double 1, 2, 1 and 2, just like we did last time. So that's double 1, 2, 1 and 2, and that means we are about to get our final Johtonian badge. This is Clair's badge. It is the Rising badge, and we're getting it in 35 minutes and 52 seconds. Do you remember the days where sub-hour Clair felt very, very fast, and now we're almost half that? Right, shut up, Clair. You've had your moment in the spotlight. Let's get out. Let us get the call from Elm now, and then we'll finally be able to leave, and we'll be able to get on towards the Pokemon League. Not expecting too much trouble at all here on the way up to the Pokemon League, or even with the League itself. Might take on Megan, though. I think Megan could give us some extra little experience, because then we can skip the Starmie trainer that we normally go for, because I don't think the Starmie trainer will be a good idea, because that could be a bit of a slow battle, and we only want fast battles to get the victories here. So we'll take on her, and then maybe take on the Quillfish man as well. That seems like a good idea, and potentially the Espeon dude. Those will be our optionals for this one. Quillfish and Seeking are fairly good experience-wise, so we cannot feel bad about taking them on, and we should be able to one-shot this Seeking. Maybe not. Oh dear, never mind. We'll finish it off with the Psychic. There we go, that gets rid of it. We'll skip the Espeon, actually, and we'll go straight in for the heal. Now, we don't want to face Joyce. We do not want to face Joyce. We don't want to face you either. So let's now do the quick loop-de-loop. We will speak to Beth so that her battle goes a little bit quicker. Let's put Psychic in top spot. One hit on the Rapidash, growing up to 52. We'll grab this extra max elixir so that we've got enough PP heals for the Kanto section. And now we find ourselves at the gate. Let's go into Victory Road, stick on another Super Repel, and then we'll be good to keep on going. Get the HP up because we sold the last one for some vitamins. And now it's time for one final rival battle. This time he's going to lead with his Sneasel, so we've got to make sure we don't hold on to the A button. We'll Flamethrower, it will melt it down, and then we'll do the same against the Magneton as well. Up third is going to be Golbat. We'll use Psychic against that, and then we'll use Psychic against the Haunter. Last Pokemon is going to be Kadabra. No, it's not. It's the penultimate Pokemon. The last Pokemon is going to be for Alligator. We'll do double Psychic here as Slash barely touches us at all. And that is the rival all done for another challenge. 38-20. I made that. Let's procure our full restores. We'll get 6 of them because that's where we landed. And let's now very quickly take a look at our stats going into the league. Level 53 with 182 HP. Still holding on to that Mint Berry from all the way back at Morty. With Psychic, Flamethrower, Tri-Attack and Hidden Power Ice. 94 in attack, 135 in defense, 172 in special attack, 167 in special defense, and 121 in speed. Don't forget, those are just the outer battle stats. We will get a big buff in battle, as we'll see in a moment, against Will. He is going to be our first league member, and I don't think we're going to be in any trouble at all, apart from maybe the Slowbro. I think the Slowbro could be the thing that slows us down a little bit. He leads with Xatu. We're going to put Hidden Power in top spot, and of course it's going to one-shot. Up next is Jinx. We'll knock her out with a Flamethrower, and third up is the pesky Slowbro. If he goes for Amnesia, we'll be fine. We are absolutely fine. We've got Xatu next. Let's go for a Hidden Power. That's going to be a one-shot. And then on the Executor, we can also Hidden Power. Nice, nice, nice. 39.01 for the Will Split. Came through as 39.03 with the check. Up next is going to be Koga. Poison type specialist leading with Ariados. I think Flamethrower in top spot is a very, very sensible idea here. We get rid of Ariados, we get rid of the Fortress, and up next is going to be the Muck. We get a one-shot with our Psychic. We're going to one-hit the Crobat as well. And then the last Pokemon is going to be Venomoth. Set fire to that, and Bob's your uncle. And that is Koga done. 39.33. Bruno's next up on the chopping block for the Elite Four. He is a fighting type specialist who's going to lead with Hitmon top. He uses Detect because he's mean, but it doesn't really change anything. There's our turn of guaranteed damage. Let's keep on spamming Psychic for this battle. I see no reason to change the habit of a lifetime. It's just going to be a set of one-shots. Absolutely nothing will stand in our way, and we get a clean level as well. That's what I like to see. That means we can move on to Karen's Super Potion. Then we will use our max... No, we won't. We'll just use a regular elixir there. HP up and rare candies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rare candies. And we'll hold on to the Bitterberry for some good luck as well. This is Karen. She is our final Elite Four member. She's a Dark-type specialist. Leads with Umbreon. We get a critical hit on the Umbreon. Fantastic. We'll Psychic the Gengar so it can't swear at us. And we'll move on to the Murkrow. We'll set fire to the Murkrow. That seems like a fun idea. Houndoom is next. This could be a two-shot. We might end up getting burnt. We've burnt it. There was a burn, but it was from the wrong side. She's healing looping now. That is Houndoom taken care of. Vileplume is next. Flamethrower takes care of that. And that is Karen done. 40 minutes and 57 seconds. Let's move straight away onto Lance, the liar with the Flyers. He's going to lead with Gyarados. Let's use a Tri-Attack against the Gyarados. Rain Dance means nothing to us. Level 62 acquired as Dragonite number 1 comes out. So we'll use Hidden Power against that. It will go down in 1. We'll do the same against Dragonite number 2. Another nice one-shot. Aerodactyl comes out to play and we say goodbye to it as quickly as it came in. Charizard is next. Probably going to be a two-shot on this thing. Let's use Psychic. Flamethrower hits but doesn't burn and barely tickles us at all. One last Pokemon is his final Dragonite, and that is time. Accidentally hit my rewind button there, getting the controller out. 41 minutes and 40 seconds for the Lance split. I swap controller into my left hand so that I can then finish the pause button for the Hall of Fame. which our time for this one is going to be 41 minutes and 54 seconds. That was really, really, really good. Let's take a look at the Midpoint leaderboards. And so, as always, I don't know until you know as well where we are on the Midpoint leaderboard. Let's take a look at the 4 moves. We are in first place. Bloody hell. First place, and we're ahead of Zangoose. What the heck? Well, we've got a double Breloom there. I'll have to get rid of that. But first place on our 4 moves Midpoint leaderboard. What the heck is going on? Let's take a look at the overall leaderboard. It's going to be exactly the same. First place, no two ways about it. We are the fastest we have ever been to this point of the challenge. 41.40, 49 seconds ahead of Zangoose for Togekiss. Bloody Togekiss of all things. Oh, it really is redemption, isn't it, for the Togepi challenge. I wonder what page the Togepi challenge is. Of course, it's not like for like. We started fully evolved. We have a backport Pokemon. But this is the true potential of the Togepi line. We really, really have shown just how much more powerful and just how good Togepi ended up being. Although they were 2 generations late with it. Oh, I'm speechless. Genuinely speechless with that. I don't know what to say because I was not expecting first place. I was expecting maybe top 10. I was definitely expecting sub-hour league. But I didn't think we'd be this quick. There was that point, I'm not sure if you noticed, around about Morty and Chuck, where I was like, actually, this thing's really good. We're getting through all of the potentially annoying trainers, the ones that may not give us grief, but may end up being a 2-shot. We're doing that really quickly. There you can see 202nd, 130-108 for Togetic through the league. So yes, we have gained an awful lot of time. I must stress, though, this is only the halfway point. This is only one half of the story. We do have another 8 gym badges plus a red fight left to come, so don't you dare go anywhere because Kanto is next. And now we are rejoining the action as we always do here in Vermilion City, where the first thing we'll do is get a rare candy from the chairman of the Pokemon fan club. Absolutely no pressure at all in this, of course. We're on a perfectly normal challenge here, nothing at all special. So yeah, let's just be relaxed, let's think positive, and it will be what it will be at the very end of this challenge. I'm certainly not going to try and let the pressure get to me that much, at the very least. Let's take on Surge, gym leader number 1 here in Kanto. He is, of course, an electric type specialist, so he does have the type advantage, led with Raichu. Raichu is a one-shot, as is Magneton. We will use a Tri-Attack on the Electabuzz. Hopefully that will be a one-hit, growing up to 64, and then we'll Tri-Attack the Electrode as well. Pair of them to finish off, and that was a very clean first battle. Thunder Badge in 43-44. Let's get out of here, and then I think we're going to skip Sabrina for now. Not sure we'll be able to one-hit her Espeon, so we'll go straight over to Erica, then Janine, and then we'll take on Sabrina afterwards. There's the bike shop call. I do want to very quickly pick up the leftovers, just in case. Get through there, get on the bike, and get into our next gym. This is Erica's grass-type gym. We're going to use Tri-Attack as and where we can. Save PP, save super effective text boxes. Just seems like a very sensible idea to me. Let's take on Tanya. Probably can use a Tri-Attack against the Executor as well. We are 30-odd levels nearly above it. So that goes down in 1. Paris is next from this beauty. And once again, we're just going to keep on Tri-Attacking. Can we get the one hit on the Parasector? Yes, we can. Nice stuff. On to Erica. She is our next gym leader. She is a grass-type specialist going to lead with Tangela. For Erica, I'm just going to hold on Flamethrower. Don't want to think about changing moves. Going to make it as simple as I can for this battle. Hopefully it's going to be 4 one-hits as we just about cross the 45-minute mark. That is badge number 10 of 16, and that means we can move on to Janine next. Let's get back on the bike, and let's hope for some clean Route 17 movement. Just like that, that's what we like to see. And we didn't even get the time loss because I managed to time that part perfectly. Flamethrower on the Noctowl, that will go down. And that means we can move on to our next gym. This is Janine's gym. She is, of course, a poison-type specialist, and she is going to lead with her Crobat. Let's flamethrower the Crobat. That will go down in 1. Up next is Wheezing. We're going to keep holding on to the flamethrower button here. Wheezing again. Let's swap to Hidden Power, actually, for that one. I want a flamethrower or 2 for Hiker Jimothy, who's coming up. And let's face it, it's not going to make any difference to Janine. It's going to be a one hit with any of our moves. Soul Badge acquired in 45:57. Don't forget, we don't have the Marsh Badge yet. We do not have the Marsh Badge yet, so we aren't quite as quick as it may seem. I'm going to go through the rock tunnel now, and then we'll do Janine on our next pass-through of Saffron. So let's get past him. Let's get off the bike here. Let's go and have a little battle with Hiker Jimothy here. He's got a Machamp. It's going to be a one-shot, and I'll meet you on the other side of the tunnel. And so we're out the other end of the rock tunnel in just over 47 minutes. Let's go and have a little chat with the manager of the power plants here. He is going to whinge about someone stealing his machine part from directly under his nose, and will now fly back to Saffron City. On the bike we go, and we're going to take on Sabrina now. Hopefully this will be an easy battle. This is Sabrina, Psychic-type Specialist of Saffron City, leads with Pescion. We are going to hopefully flamethrower everything, but still we didn't one-shot, goodness me. And we didn't one-shot the Mr. Mime, oh no. Let's hope Tri-Attack connects, and it does, thank goodness. That could have been bad. We did lose a little bit of time there, but Marsh Badge in 47:50. Let's get out of here. Let's get on the bike. Let's get up to Cerulean City. And then we shall make our way into the gym. Get the rockets come out of the gym. We'll grab the machine part after we have defeated Misty. For now, it's time for everybody's favourite Nugget Bridge. And I do actually have something I want to talk about in this Nugget Bridge, and it's to do with the live streams. I've recently started live streaming challenges again here on the channel, and one of the things I'm thinking about doing is creating a little bit of a live dashboard for you to check all the things that I can see when I'm in the middle of a challenge. I only am able to show so much on screen at once, so I've got some extra info. Things like telling me which events I have done, so especially in the Mahogany Underground, I had a habit of always ignoring one of the 2 trainers when you get the passwords for the Murkrow door. So I've got that on my dashboard. I've got little things like how many repel steps I've got remaining. I've got my friendship, my return power, and a bunch of other little things like the vitamin info. And I was thinking it might be cool if we can find a way to embed the live stream and then have live info for whatever we're running at the same time, so that you can get the same info I have in a run and you can see exactly where the thought process lies. So if there is something that interests you, I will happily make it. But then again, if it isn't, it doesn't have to be made. I can just keep it all on a very, very budget and basic single little HTML page docked in my OBS. Anyway, with that said and done, we are ready to move on to Misty's gym. Just going to use one of our Max Elixirs now, and then we'll fly over to Cerulean. Let's get in the gym, let's take her on. We must remember the machine parts after this battle. This is Misty, she is a water-type specialist, she leads with Golduck. Golduck is a one-shot with Tri-Attack. Lapras is next, Do Not Perish song, we've crit. That could be huge. Starmie goes down in another crit, bloody hell, and then we can Psychic the Quagsire. Oh, Misty was one I was worried about, low-key, and we've just got through with 2 crits. Machine part acquired. Let us now get the Rentalabra to go back to route number 10 on the bike for this little bit of movement. Get our Max Repel out to turn them up to top spot as well now, and we can get back into the power plants. Machine parts returned. TM07 Zap Cannon. Love that move. Shame we can't learn it. Let's get on to the air balloon. Let's get ourselves to Lavender Town, and we'll return or we'll say that we've returned the machine part, and that gives us the X-Men card. I hope to goodness I remembered the radio card. I think I did, but you can never be too sure. Yes, I did. Pokeflute, wake up, bear, and then get out of the way. Run, leave, get off the bike for 3 drill as well, I think is the play here. And no, I just parked myself in front of him, for goodness sake. There we go. We get off the bike on the way out. That is for Bloominshaw. Let's get into the gym. We have the Sandshrew trainer, Camper Jerry, standing in for Camper Liam first. Gonna set fire to his Sand Slash rather not Sandshrew. And now we'll move on to Brock. He is our penultimate gym leader. He is a Rock-type specialist, going to lead with Graveler. Hidden Power Ice is a one-shot on the Graveler. Hidden Power Ice is also a one-shot on the Onyx. Out comes the Rhyhorn, and Hidden Power Ice, once again, is a one-hit. We'll move on to Psychic for the Omastar. That goes down in one. Last Pokemon is Kabutops. No Endure, no Protect. Quick Brock. Boulder Badge in 51:39. Let's leave. Let's get off the bike. Let's get past 3 Drill. As much as I'd love to say hello to him, we do not have the time to do it today. Through the tree, Max Repel, and then Air Balloon into Viridian. Dip in the Pokemon Center so we can rent Labra. And down towards Cinnabar Island and the Seafoam Islands where Blaine is located. Let's have a little chat with Blue. Let's trigger him to go back into gym. And then we can get on with the final 2 gym leaders. Rare Candy acquired. Not going to forget Blaine in this particular attempt. Not even going to risk getting past that spinner. And let's take him on. This is Blaine, penultimate gym leader, Fire-type specialist. He is going to lead with his Magcargo. One hit with Psychic gets rid of Magcargo. One hit with Psychic gets rid of the Bumhead Fireduck. One hit with Psychic disposes of the Rapidash. Good stuff. Volcano Badge in 52:38. Rent Labra back to Viridian City. Repel wears off. Let's get round. Let's get in. This is where it could all fall apart. I'm hoping it doesn't. But do prepare yourselves. It could be a tricky Blue. He's going to lead with his Pidgeots. We'll use Hidden Power. And we get the one shot. Very good start growing up to 70 here. We're going to Hidden Power against the Rhydon. And it goes down in 1 as well. Up next is Alakazam. We'll try attack this one. That makes it go down in 1. We don't have anything great for the Gyarados, so we're going to set up 2 of our Psychics here. It goes away. Arcanine is next. We're going to continue Psychicking. He is going to unfortunately get 2 turns of extreme speed because of the rain, but that should hopefully be that for Blue. Executor goes down. We grow up to a clean 71, and that is the Earth Badge acquired. Very good stuff. Let's Air Balloon to Pallet Town. We will have a little chat with Professor Oak. Yes, we've beaten all of the gym trainers. We unlocked Silver Cave. That is very good. We've got 1 more trainer to do, though, so if you can make it quick, I'd be very happy. We are not going to Max Repel. We are going to Super Repel for this bit. We are then going to Rentalabra back to Viridian. Let us go like the absolute flaming clappers, rather. I'm feeling a bit crackers for this challenge. That is for absolute blooming sure. Air Balloon, shortcut to Silver Cave. I'm going to go and get the last Rare Candy. I'll make my way through the cave, and then we'll meet up for Red. We got through the cave really blooming quickly there. Let's get ourselves in front of Red. Let's see if we can make magic happen. He is a mixed type specialist going to lead with Pikachu. Going to try setting fire to the Pikachu. It does go down in 1. The first challenge is this Blastoise. Rain Dance is fine-ish, maybe. We get hit by Blizzard and we get crit. Let's try again. Oh no. 55:01 on the clock as we start again. Pikachu goes down on to the Blastoise. I want to try and incapacitate it in some way, shape or form. A crit helps. Rain Dance is annoying because we've got Flamethrower, but we'll just deal with it. We're going to try attack the Peskeon as well. Reflect, again, annoying, but shouldn't be anything too bad. Double Psychic from both of us. Let's Hidden Power to finish it off. Snorlax is next. Again, we're going to be in a bit of a trouble here. Body Slam hits us, does not paralyze us. He's burnt. We are not paralyzed. This is good. Psychic should knock it out. We are through the Snorlax. Who's next? Charizard. We don't have anything great for the Charizard either. Psychic and hope for the best. We get another crit. Flamethrower crits. No. Oh no. Try again. Flamethrower the Pikachu. Get rid of it. Back onto the Blastoise. Try attack. Blizzard misses once. Try attack. Rain Dance this time. Onto Psychic will spam. Blizzard hits. Doesn't freeze. That's alright. Who's next? It is, of course, Peskeon. I think Peskeon try attack and hope for a freeze. He goes straight for Psychic. That is huge. That means there's no Reflect for the bear. That means it could be a 4-shot on the bear. Body Slam, please do not paralyze. Please just play ball. Can we get a secondary effect? For goodness sake, no we can't. back to square one again. I don't think we're breaking records now. I think the RNG has been against us here, unfortunately. Rain Dance turn 1 into Blizzard, which misses. Blizzard hits second time, but it doesn't do anything. We've got 6 tri-attacks left. Going to use one of them now on the pesky on Psychic. Isn't too bad. We can then finish it off with Flamethrower, and we can save our next for the Snorlax. Please just do something to this Snorlax. I don't care what, just anything at all. Freeze is good. Freeze is really good. I'm going to risk 1 hidden power, and we'll get rid of it. Back on to the Charizard. We're going to use a Tri-Attack, hope for another status. We don't get it. We don't get burnt. Let's use Psychic. We can hopefully tank 1 more. We don't get crits. We get through. Level 75 acquired on to the Venusaur. He's hopefully going to take in Sunlight or use Sunny Day. He's burnt. 1 more turn, and that is time at 57-26 for Red. 57-26 to defeat Red. Let's take a look at the leaderboards. As always, let's find out together where we are. Are we still on the podium? Yes, we are. 3rd place. That seems about fair for Togekiss. We had a really good first half, but Red was going to be about the luck, and we got the luck very, very quickly there. It does push poor Vaporeon down into 11th place, and it is yet another sub-hour challenge. That means we are getting closer and closer to a top 10 full of sub-hour challenges. Peskeon had better watch out, by the way. It is next in the drop zone. And then on the overall leaderboard, once again, it's a mere formality. We are in 3rd place. On the podium, all of our top 10 moves, barring 1 now, are, of course, the 4 moves challenge. And Zangoos's Backport is the only one that isn't, and it's in 10th place. So top Zangoose, bottom Zangoose rather, had better watch out, because it is next in the drop zone. We can see Peskeon there is on page 2 of this leaderboard. Now, I'm going to be keeping my eye out for the Togepi Togetic challenge, of course, not like for like. Different species at the end, and of course, the 4 moves challenge gives us a bit of a leg up to see just how much we have improved. I was really surprised by Togetic throughout the course of this one, though. I was expecting it to be good. I was expecting it to be 2nd page by the end. But I didn't ever think we could sub-hour with Togekiss. It just shows how blooming good some of these later generation evolutions are. And I am very, very, very glad I finally got round to backporting it. Challenge Run Patch is available if you want to play it as well. All the w's.trainersquidgy.com is to the place to go. It's also linked into the description. I don't know if I've missed Togetic in my waffle or if it was just that blooming slow. But regardless, we made up, there it is, 204th place. We made up a lot of time and over 200 places versus the first time we saw a Togepi line member on the channel. But with that, we are done. So I'll say thank you so much for watching. This channel is not possible without you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll catch up very soon.